Hello, friends. Today's episode is going to be for those who worry a lot. Let me start this episode with a small story. Once there lived a merchant who used to sell gems and diamonds and gold. He underwent a huge loss in his business that he was totally worried and didn't feel like going back to his house that day night. And what he did was he went walking nearby the woods and he found a small lake near it. He was so much worried and confused and overwhelmed by thoughts that he didn't know what he was doing. He sat there the whole night and he was engrossed in his own thoughts and he was worried too much about what had happened. He was not sure of what was happening and he was not in control of what he was doing. And just like normally, not when everybody is confused, he started throwing stones that were lying around him into the lake, thinking of nothing or nothing really productive but his own thoughts, which he was continuously thinking or worrying. The whole night he was continuously thinking and worrying and just staring at the water and throwing those stones into it in total worry about how he was going to handle or how he had underwent such a major setback in his life. And as the sun began to rise, he had the last stone that was near him, and without his knowledge, when he tried to throw it into the lake, he saw it, and to his disbelief, it was a diamond. And only then he realized that all the stones that he had thrown into the lake the whole night, worrying about what had happened, were all precious gems. This is what happens to most of us. We are often so much into worry and depression about what had happened, and it blocks our day-to-day activities. We are not in the now, or we are not at the moment thinking about what had happened. And you know what happens when we are like that? We might tend to miss the golden opportunities that are right in front of us, which might be a solution to what we have been going through, the problem that we are facing, or which might even lead us to a better thing that we are meant to achieve than the one that we had lost. Or it might even make you a wealthier person. If it's going to be about monetary issues, yes, in such a case, in this scenario where the merchant, he had thrown the whole lot of diamonds and gems and stones into the lake, which might have solved his problem and he might have settled his whole life. But see what had happened because of him being too much into the past or worrying too much about what had happened and not being in the present. He was not able to notice the golden opportunity that was right in front of him. This is what happens in most of our lives, and that is the reason why we should not be carrying the baggage of the past. Something has happened, yes, it has happened, and we must only think about how to solve it, or how to get out of it, or how to handle it better, or how to make the best out of it. And it can be done only if we are in the present. We know what we are doing. We should be knowing what we are doing. We should have a control on what we do. We should not let the past or the hurt to cause again and again any damage. That would be really foolish. And we'll understand it only after going through something bad. That should not be the case. We need not have to undergo everything to learn something. Most of the time, if we are very cautious and get to know about it from somebody or read through it from some books or through some other means, we can't experience everything to learn everything. For that, our life won't be enough. That is the reason why we must be alert enough to see what happens around us and learn from it. Worry is a misuse of imagination. It does not only disturb you or distract you, but also does not help you to move forward. It is a barrier that you create for yourself. There is nothing wrong in thinking about something that has happened, but make it a habit to think about it once, just once. Think clearly about it, see what went wrong, see how it can be solved, and take the necessary steps to solve it. Take the appropriate measures to fix it. There is no point in continuously thinking about it and worrying about it in the future or in the present, because past is past. That's why it's called the past, and future is not yet defined. That's why we don't know what will happen. And what we have now at the moment is the present, and that's why it's called the present. Live in the present, enjoy the moment, and see how beautiful life turns to be. All the miracles you want to achieve in the life lies in this moment now. Feel free to share your comments and feedbacks in the comment section below. Also, do not forget to subscribe and press the bell icon.